So I think Adi was telling in the morning today, right? In the August Fest last year, we started off with a program around mentorship. So out of the startups which pitched at August Fest, we took up some of the startups, and they've been undergoing mentoring through a channel of our mentors, and they have made some really good progress. So I'd like to request Mr. Ramana Gogula. He's an entrepreneur, a well-known musician. I think all of you know him pretty well. So he needs no introduction. I'd like to welcome him to share his experience around the mentorship program, and probably a lot of you might get mentored as well in the future. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing? Fantastic, fantastic. I'm so happy to see this awesome crowd and interest in the whole startup ecosystem. I'm thankful for all the speakers for their words of advice. Just want to talk a little bit about what we did last year. Last year, after the August Fest, I volunteered to choose 5 startups from the audience who we would select, and then they would go through mentorship is a very, I personally don't like to use the word mentorship because I'm not an expert in any sense to mentor people, but I think sharing of an area of expertise that I'm good at and helping entrepreneurs excel in that particular area is what I like to do. So anyway, we started this program last year, and we got 400 applications. Out of 400 applications, we zoomed down to 40, and finally, I selected 5. And myself, along with Adi and 2 other volunteers who were part of this program, we embarked on an experiment. Myself, being an entrepreneur 4 times, out of which 2 times I failed very successfully, and once I kind of did averagely well, and once I did really well, right? So I've had a sense of, what it takes to fall down and hurt yourself really bad, and what it takes for you to pick yourself up and run, so that you can run faster than anyone else. So with this in mind, we embarked on this mission. We took 5 startups, and I'm very, very pleased and happy to say that almost all 5 of them have got funded, which is not the end goal, by the way. So all the 5 startups have got funded. All the 5 have scaled, okay? And all the 5 have now a strong team that they work together as. And it started off, I didn't know how I was going to do the first session. So when we first had the first meeting with the startups, the first time I said, okay, tell me about yourselves. And tell me about your problems, and tell me what hurts you most. Whether it's personal, it's about your startup, whatever it is. And out of that whole experience, I personally learned that, most startups, very much like yourselves, me included, all we want is a little bit of assurance that probably we are in the right direction. And if you're not, just guide us in a way we can go. So I'll give you examples of these 5. One is last year's winner, a startup called Tinman. Some of you might know of it. And then second is a startup called Organic Thali. Organic Thali basically is a company that basically takes pesticide-free food from farmers, from cooperatives. They bring it to urban dwellings, and they make wholesome food, and it's a B2B business. When we started, he was about 250 thalis. Today he's doing 1,500. By 2017 end, we'll be doing 10,000 thalis. Okay, that's a model, and it's based simply on, trying to understand who your customer is, and it's a B2B. So what does it take to use the Rolodex to talk to the CEO of companies? How do you present yourself in the morning? Someone was talking about 2 things. One is that you have to be your own salesman. And I totally agree with Pani of Redbus when he said that, because ultimately it's all about selling, no matter how bad it is. And you are your best salesman because you know your product well. So we kind of go through classes on or sessions on how you go and present yourself, how do you dress, which is important, how do you shake hand, get in, talk about your product with passion. So that's another company. There's another company called Health Sutra, which basically does millets. They take millets and put it out in the market, and they've got some fantastic traction and fabulous news. There's another company that does it's called ShopTab, and these guys got funded for about a couple of $1 million. And so, you know, what they do is basically Amazon for the bottom of the pyramid. That's all they're doing. They take hardware, a computer, and go and help someone in a village order a phone, a television set, and make it seamless and easy. So, fantastic ideas, fantastic success. My goal in all of this is to basically help startups beat the industry average. When people say, you know, 9 out of 10 startups fail, I would like to kind of beat the odds and say, if you can add 3 more and get maybe 4 out of 10 to be really successful, will be awesome. That's one. And the second thing is I'm a firm believer of organic growth, in the sense that funding is not the end all for startups, for sure. Okay, I'm convinced. So if you want to start your whole business with the idea of just getting funded, then it's not a good direction to be in. Funding is just one part of the whole equation. It's up to you how you take that product, make it really accessible to customers, get the customer validation, get the feedback, get the first 3 sales yourself, and then scale it to the next 1,000. I'm sure you'll have VCs tapping down your door versus you going and applying for funding. And that's what I like to see for startups as we go forward. So that's the story. So now what we're going to do this year is we're going to choose 10 startups. I'm going to do the same program. We're going to choose 10 startups from all the pitches that come today. And I urge you to apply, reach out to Adi. Where's Adi? Adi, you around over here? Yeah, Adi, come on the stage 1 minute. I'd like to introduce you to another fantastic person, Adi, who's been working with me on this program. So reach out to him if you want to be a part of this program. We came up with a name last week, and it's called Quantum Leap. So Quantum Leap is not an accelerator, it's not an incubator, it's not a fund, it's not a platform of any sort. It's a consortium of entrepreneurs like yourselves, along with mentors, is not the word I want to use, sorry, I keep using the word, along with people like me who are passionate about taking you guys on a journey. And this time, it's not just going to be me. We're going to find other people from all over the world who want to be part of this quantum leap. So we can take these 10 startups and do something more with them. One of the ideas that I have is cross-pollination. You know, Kiran has brought all these speakers from all over the world. What I would like to do is take some of these ideas and maybe take an organic thali and do an organic thali in Italy. And maybe take an IoT company from Belgium and bring them down to Hyderabad, right? And that's what we want to do with the startups. So I urge you to apply, contact Adi if you're interested in being a part of Quantum Leap. It's a non-invasive mechanism for people to understand how you can scale and how you can grow and how you can accelerate your startups. So with that, let's start the pitch sessions, and I wish you guys best of luck and have a fantastic journey. Bye.